Hello and welcome back to the Cannabis Sommelier. I'm your host, Andrew Friedman. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Cannabis Edible Reviews. I'm really excited to review this product today as it's the first packaged beverage on market in Canada infused with cannabis. It happens to be this wonderful Houndstooth Soda from Tweed. Now, the information that I could find out about Houndstooth was that it is a sativa dominant hybrid and it's myrcene dominant. That's about all they give away for you on the internet about Houndstooth, and this is Houndstooth and Soda. So what they did, it is just soda, soda water, and then the Houndstooth distillate. They took the distillate and they nano-emulsified it into the beverage. So basically, through a process of sonication, you nano-emulsify these particles, you make them very small so that the oil can go into the water and you can have a good emulsified beverage. Always a problem if you've ever tried making cannabis edibles at home is getting everything to fuse together, especially when using distillate. Again, because it's not the easiest thing to do to mix oil and water. So Houndstooth and soda water, sativa, cannabis-infused carbonated beverage. Per serving, we only have 2 milligrams, so a very small amount. You'll see on the top, it does have a child-proof seal, which is very interesting that there's this child-proof seal and how much you'll have to do to actually get into that. We'll go through that later. And then duty seal, so a lot more than what would be on a can of beer. And with 2 milligrams, very, very little amount of cannabis actually in here. I did read some reports that the nano-emulsification does help it work through your body and it be processed, but again, 2 milligrams, very, very little. If you're from used to having edibles in a traditional market, this is barely anything. If you were to buy a 15% THC cannabis, 1 gram of that cannabis will contain 150 milligrams, so really very, very small amount. So 355 mil can. And actually, the most interesting thing I found when I was looking at this can was the fact that the equivalency rating of this 1 can with 2 milligrams of cannabis in it is actually equivalent to 5.1 grams of cannabis. So you're only allowed to purchase 30 grams of cannabis. So this would actually, you can't even purchase a 6-pack because it's 5.1, not just 5. So you can only buy 5 of these sodas, which is the 10 milligram limit to even have, you know, what 1 edible would be. So if you're used to buying a tincture or a capsule from the dispensary that contain 10 milligrams plus per dose, this is very, very minimal. And I think that's, again, very, very weird that it's the equivalent of 5.1 grams of dried cannabis. If you've watched some of the other edible review videos, I've been very confused on how that equivalency rating adds up, and I think they're actually taking the weight of the product that contains the infusion and making that equivalent. One interesting thing, there is absolutely 0 fats, 0 sugars. There's only 3 calories in a can, so that's pretty awesome. I guess if you're on a diet, it is just soda water. This is lot 19000235548, and it was packaged on December 11th, 2019. So this is, they just got to market in Alberta. I got Nirvana Cannabis to set one aside. Shout out to Nirvana Cannabis in Calgary, Alberta. Thanks so much. But this was packaged, 4.5 months ago. It's April 3rd today. So odd that it just got to market, yet it's been ready waiting in a warehouse for 4 months. So let's try and dig into a child-proof can and see what we can do there. I think it'll push it in and then pop it out probably. Yep, there we go. And that's our can. And let's crack it open. Always love that sound, reminiscent of the Cannabis Sommelier. So what I thought I should do is actually taste this out of the can and out of a standard wine tasting glass, just to let you know what I think of the beverage. So on first impression, there's a little bit of chalked cinnamon actually coming out of the can. A very light floral aroma. On the palate, it does have a taste of cannabis, which is very interesting for it only having 2 milligrams in it. For it to have that bit of taste of cannabis is interesting. But on the front, It has like a banana peel, a white floral characteristic that's, relative to a dried carnation. There's this chalked cinnamon on my palate, and then a slight hint of cannabis, fresh like a cannabis garden. So it is a more complex beverage than I thought it was going to be. Just being Houndstooth and Soda, I thought it was going to be really innocent and not have much going on. There's carbonated water, distilled cannabis, terpene blend. There it is. There it is. So this has terpenes in it. And so that one resonating on my palate is definitely beta-caryophyllene, however you say it. It tastes exactly like the smell of my True Terpenes examples. If you need some great terpenes to study from, True Terpenes is a great source. But yeah, I can definitely taste the added botanical terpenes, and they're still sitting on my palate. If you've ever cocktailed with terpenes before, a little goes a very, very long way. Vegetable glycerin, monoglyceride, soy lecithin, sucrose, cannabis distillate, cannabis terpenes, calcium disoamide, EDTA, potassium citrate, natural flavor, contains soy. So they did crank it up a little bit with all those terpenes. But again, pretty, pleasantly surprised, to be very honest. So that's our glass there. Oh yeah, and when you put it into this glass, it's a lot of banana peel, banana rind, tomato leaf, tomato stem, blackberry leaf. No, not blackberry leaf, but blackberry stem. You could even get some like almost tropical coconut suntan lotion out of it. On the palate out of the glass, obviously, just a little bit more of that banana flavor, banana peel, banana rind. Very little white flour, beta-caryophyllene. It's not enjoyable. It's actually way better than I expected it to be. I thought it was going to taste like really bland soda water and not have much going on. And it's refreshing and enjoyable. Definitely a wonderful cocktail ingredient because it does have these nice botanical flavors to it. Has those herbal notes, that banana-esque things that I would imagine with this are maybe like, you could obviously do any kind of gin and soda that you'd like. You could turn this into a vodka cranberry soda. But I think this would actually be really, really refreshing with either some Luxardo Bitter Bianco or just some Campari. A nice bitter aperitivo, an ounce and a half in there would really crank this up. I don't know if 2 milligrams is going to do anything for me. For those of you that are watching the channel and that haven't watched any of my other reviews, I never comment on the effect because my tolerance is very different. I don't find it that it's my position to comment on effect for you, but just to arm you with as much product knowledge on the quality of the product that I can before you purchase, and you can be your own judge on how 2 milligrams will affect you. So final thoughts. The smell, if you smelt it for long enough, I could see it being off-putting eventually. If this was a wine, it has some nice aromas, but it's not a wine, it's a soda. Do I think something like the Tweed's Houndstooth and Soda could ever replace beer? Not a chance, but it's definitely a great cocktail mixer. I'm sure Health Canada wouldn't like me saying that, but I think it is a good cocktail mixer, especially if you're not a good cocktail artist and you haven't figured out how to cocktail with cannabis. If you'd like to learn, you can check out the card here and check out that playlist. Yeah, not going to replace a beer. Easy drinking beverage. I would definitely get tired of smelling it, but if I was drinking out of a can, you could crush it, you could keep up, you could be in the same social atmosphere. If you're going for that California sober life and you're not drinking it all, but you're looking at cannabis as an alternative intoxicant, this is a great place to start, especially if you're a beginner with the 2 milligrams. I look forward to having more potent sodas on the market. As far as a rating for this goes, it's a simple soda. There's very low milligrams. I should mention that it was $4.50. So my final thoughts? Clear. Smells pretty nice. Flavor, I like how they played the terpenes. I'm going to give the beverage 7.5 out of 10. It was quite good. I like the nano-emulsification. I'd like more cannabis in it. I'd like less of the kind of weird cannabis taste. I liked the finish. I liked most of what was going on. Improvements would be for me if I could have alcohol in the can. That would be great. Other improvements for me would be a higher milligram dosage, but the reality is this is the very first packaged carbonated single serve cannabis infused beverage on market in Canada. So a great place to start, and I'm really happy that I got to review it like this and tell you all of my thoughts. So I hope you make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you've tried the Houndstooth Soda, comment below. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if my tasting notes were on point with what you thought it tasted like, and let's have a conversation. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I hope you make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next week, cheers!
What's my name? What's my name? The Cannabis Sommelier.